What a guy. We cover weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Yeah, when he's, fighting for something, really fighting for his own life, he's helping others. Yeah. It's incredible.
For other kids.
Amazing story.
All right, Denny. So we are on that roller coaster again. I thought we were kind of done with this. But
I know, I was thinking so too. Yeah, well, you always think you've completely turned the page, and we have had our definite share of summer-like weather already so far this spring, transitioning into the month of June especially. But yeah, we are going to go back in time a little bit by the end of the week when it comes to temps. So if you've been sick of the heat, we'll give you a little bit of a break later on down the road. So starting you off with a look at last night's storm kind of coming through over the Bogus Basin area. So first of all, notice how little snow is left up there. We went on a cool hike yesterday and could actually see Bogus from there, and you could tell there was not much snow left up there, but still a little hanging on. As I push this into motion, pay attention, you'll see kind of what looks like a little wispy cloud passing through over much of the valley. It was actually a strong gust of wind that came through right there, very hard to pinpoint it. But again, it was a thunderstorm outflow boundary gust of wind. So we saw winds cranking up to 45, 50 miles an hour across the valley, and along with plenty of other elements to last night's storms. All those ingredients were there for a little bit of severe weather. Here's a check on some of your reservoirs. Again, 80% capacity at Lucky Peak. That's the main thing that's changed for us here over the last few days or so. Last weekend, Lucky Peak at 67% of capacity makes a difference when you put it into real time and you actually take a look at the reservoir if you've been out there at all. So on this picture, you can kind of still see a little bit of the browns out down there along the edges of the reservoir, and that is still the area that is saying, hey, we can put a little more water in here, but of course it becomes that delicate balance for water managers as to how much to let in there, how quickly. But certainly looks more full up at Lucky Peak than it did, say, last weekend. So big amount of change in a little bit of time. Weather headlines, mostly sunny and dry today. We'll feel more comfortable. Then we turn very hot by Wednesday. Then we get a major cool down. I'm talking a 180, really a 30, 35, almost 40 degree drop in temperatures over the course of a few days coming our way to the weekend. Accompanying that, showers and storms. So starting off this morning in the 40s and 50s for the valleys. We're at 49 in Meridian and Caldwell, but we see about 50 degrees out at the airport. Nampa, good morning to you. It's 51, just shy of 50 down in Mountain Home, and we're at 37 in McCall and Idaho City. So that wildfire that broke out near Glens Ferry. The good news is this time of the year, those overnight temps sometimes help limit the spread when we cool off into the 30s and 40s. On the satellite radar, really everything clearing out this morning. We've seen some low-lying clouds out there over the valley, just kind of an inversion-like feature this morning, but otherwise looking good. Mostly sunny skies coming our way today, tomorrow, and through most of the work week. Beyond that, though, it's this little storm system here, so all eyes out to the Pacific. Really still kind of just brewing out there, getting started, but this thing's eventually going to drop in from the Gulf of Alaska, and as it does that, because it's originating so far north in the Pacific, we know it's going to carry some cooler air along with the potential for showers. A lot of this will depend on exactly where it tracks through, but do know changes are on the way for the weekend. Futurecast showing nice clear skies through today and really the most of the rest of the work week through Wednesday. We'll have high pressure building in. That's going to allow our temperatures to soar up toward the triple digits for the first time this year. And then as we get into Thursday morning, we'll start to watch for this storm to come barreling inland, mostly impacting our western neighbors first and foremost. And then we'll start to see the showers coming inland over the next day or two beyond that. For your afternoon high temperature today, we're at 78 in the Boise area. I think mid to upper 70s for most of us here in the valley. Caldwell hitting about 77. We'll be in the low 80s though for Mountain Home and Ontario. About 70 up in McCall this afternoon, low 70s for Sun Valley, so comfortable and actually right where we belong this time of the year. So interesting tidbit too, last year this time we were at 97, so up toward 100 degrees in the beginning of June. Last year that actually was the record high temperature, so 97 will feel pretty toasty compared to today's 78, so maybe makes you a little grateful for the temps we've got today. 70s this evening, mostly clear skies, comfortable, might be a good night to get some yard work done, or if you've got sports practice with any of the kids left over at this point in the season, should be nice. Good evening for a little swim too. Otherwise, we go upper 80s by tomorrow, upper 90s for Wednesday. Some spots flirting awfully close with that 100-degree mark. Then we're back to 86 Thursday, and there comes that rapid cool down. We're looking at a 30-degree drop between Wednesday and Friday. You're going to notice this, and so I think by this point, as we head into Friday and Saturday, 60s are actually going to feel cool for the first time, and we're going to see some showers in there too. But I wouldn't be surprised if Saturday we see low to mid 60s for those daytime highs.